Hello and welcome to an ETTO Nerdcast that you can watch with your eyes. What are we doing, Josh? This is Josh.
Yeah. We are chatting about celebrities and our first sort of meet and greets with them ever. We've got a bit of a list of people that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
And Will is actually in Melbourne right now. He's actually
I'm here. This isn't green screen.
He's so sweaty.
I'm very sweaty.
It's not heaps cool in my room.
It's not.
It's fine.
It's fine.
But he's actually here. This is actually not an interstate podcast.
No, it's not like split screen or something.
Amazing.
No,
so good.
Exciting. Yeah.
So, just going to be chatting about meeting celebs. You have met way more than
We
I
were
have.
like planning it, and I was like, so I think we're good. And you're like, oh yeah, and this one, and this one. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened.
You just kept forgetting you met all these people.
There's too many of them.
Which is like crazy jealousy here. And
Too many
you're, like,
people.
friends with half of them now.
Yeah, which we'll get into.
Yeah. So basically, this came to mind because this week has been a good week.
It's been a pretty good one, yeah.
It was a good day yesterday.
Yes.
But earlier this week, I just happened to come across two celebrities that Will flew down to see in a live show, and we happened to meet them as well.
Yeah.
Met them a little bit earlier, and that is Rhett and Link of Good Mythical Morning.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. Some of the best humans on the internet,
Probably the best.
the planet.
Not some of, definitely the best.
Yeah, they're just amazing.
Yeah.
They're so just... They've probably kept people alive, honestly.
Yeah, totally.
Which is nuts. They're incredible people. Mm-hmm. And, we got to meet them.
Yeah.
I had my break
Yeah.
on Wednesday afternoon, in between sort of lunchtime and the end of work.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went, maybe I'll just go over to the bridge that's over Yarra River, and just maybe they'll be there.
Yeah.
And as I was walking, I was sort of looking, and I'm like, there's some people taking some selfies on the bridge.
Yeah.
I'm like, guy looks like he's got dark hair and a little bit of grey and stuff. As I got closer, they started walking towards me, and I was like,
Oh god.
my goodness, that was Link and his family.
My gosh.
So Link, his wife, and his youngest child, Lando. Best name
Best
ever.
friggin' name. Yeah.
Which he actually, I think he won a bet with his wife about something else, and the prize was naming
their child.
their third and last child.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. So then I got a photo with him. Awesome.
Very good photo.
He seemed to be in a little bit of a rush.
Yeah,
or like
they just arrived,
kind of
very
like,
likely.
I'm
so.
with my family.
Yeah.
Like we're doing something else.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I totally understand. But it was amazing. It was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
And then that night, I was
that fateful
heading
night.
off, not over the bridge, which is normally where I go, but I was sort of heading a different direction. Said goodbye to one of my mates who was going over the bridge over to the train station. And as he was going, I get a message on my phone saying, hey man, they're on the bridge filming a promo right now, the two of them. Like, you should get over here.
Yeah.
So I absolutely sprinted to get there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey guys, I'm a big fans.
With an S.
With an S. Oh my goodness. I was like, that's one of the like celeb things that I do all the time. And I'm sure a lot of people do. You don't even think about what you're saying because you're just so awestruck. And I'm like, big fans. Like, can I get a photo with you guys? Love you. How have you been enjoying Melbourne and Australia? And I got a bit more of a conversation with them, which was annoying. And I explained why I was so out of breath. I'm feeling out of breath now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh man, so great. It was really, really exciting. And I was shaking both times.
Yeah.
When I went back to work after meeting Link, I was
Yeah.
struggling to type. It was amazing. It was just the coolest feeling. There's only one other time that I've ever run into a celebrity on the street, but we'll come to that later.
Yeah. But not the following night, there was a day where Josh had to carry his book around, hoping he'd get it signed. That didn't happen though.
Did not.
But on Friday, it was the show. We went to the show. We're not talking about the show because that's the point. You know, if you're going to the show the next 2 days or in the US of A, don't know anything about it, go into it blind. It's the best way to watch it.
It's so good.
It's very fun. Fun is not a spoiler, but at the end of the show, we, for a good while, camped out at a specific place that we don't want to say. It's part of the fun of camping out and finding these. You find it yourself.
Not exactly camping.
No.
We waited for about 2 hours in the cold.
Yes, it was very cold.
Yeah.
No, not so cold for us because we had 2 jackets each and someone was in shorts. Lovely people we met.
Yes.
Anyway, we were there for quite a while. But because we weren't told to leave, there was only about probably 10 people waiting there, including us. About 10? Yeah. It was a pretty small herd. People left because they were like, well, probably not going to happen.
Waited too long. Like they thought they were waiting too long, so they bailed after waiting like an hour and a half. Just a little bit longer, and they would have made it.
Because on that full 2 hours, it was clear that a van was going in that was empty, that was going to take them out and back to their hotels.
Yes.
And we were not near the gates that their car went in. We were by a door because we were like, we'll probably come out the door. People started screaming. We ran over there, and there they were. They came to the gates. I thought it was going to be like a, hi, we've got to go home now.
Like through the gate?
Yeah.
Because the gate was still sort of closed, but then, they actually opened it and they came out and chatted.
And here's the thing, if you know about the Mythical Tour, it's quite fair enough amount of money, like $300 for the VIP meet and greet, and you get a bunch of stuff with that. The fact that they stood there for a good probably 10, 15 minutes, signing things, getting multiple photos where a photo didn't go right, it just proves how friggin' just beyond good these two guys are. That, they're like, we haven't been here before. These people, they obviously are very big fans. They gave all of their time that they could to us. It was incredible.
And they had just finished like a meet and greet with, from what we could tell, like from the VIPs like that were lining up, there was like hundreds of people that bought this thing.
And not just that, but also a 2.5 hour show almost that was no intermission and no other person talking.
It was crazy. It was so good.
Yeah, the fact that they just
they're amazing people.
Yeah.
If you don't watch them, please start watching them. I think they're about to do season 14.
Yeah.
Jump in there and watch some of their back catalogue as well. It's all good. It's all so good. They've been on the internet for like 10 years. Some of the original YouTubers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good.
But I, of course, did get a photo, and because Josh had introduced himself previously, he introduced himself and said that he had bought tickets for me, which he had done. Thank you, Josh, for my 21st birthday.
21st.
Yeah. I went up to them and I went, I'm his other half. Which, if you don't know, maybe it's something that's lost in translation because it might be an Australian thing, it might be specific to nations, but basically your other half is usually your partner.
Yeah.
Which,
your
technically...
wife, girlfriend.
Yeah. We're work
boyfriend.
and friend partners.
Yeah.
But we're not the partner that their mind probably jumped to.
Yeah. I guess to them, like...
They probably
who's
understand
the other half?
it. Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Because they're best friends and they are like each other.
I'm not going to try and make it sound good, but I 100% had that in my mind. Like, I had chose that I was going to say my other half. Not because, like... I was like, that's a good thing to say. They'd understand. They're in the same kind of thing. But then but as it left my mouth, I was like, yeah, but they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know that it's because I'm his friend.
Yes. And then you sort of pointed at me and I sort of tried to come into the light because I think I was stepped back.
With the hoodie up.
And I'm like, I bought him the ticket for his 21st. And they were like, oh, there right, got it. So that was great.
That was really cool. But yeah, that's the Rhett and Link. Please, if you're in a state that they're going to be in, go see the show.
Please do.
No matter how much you have to pay. Please wait.
Oh, good.
Please wait. But speaking of things you have to pay, there's one person that we equally paid the same amount to see, and that's Stan Lee.
Oh, yes. Good rhyme.
A good little rhyme there.
Good segue.
A little segue, good. Yeah.
Yeah, so you met him first on the Friday of Supernova 2015?
I think so. I'll say 15. It was 15. I realised now I had bought that Stan Lee package.
The special one.
Yes. I don't think it forced me into a special line or anything, but it was like, here's a heap of stuff, and it includes the autograph and the photo. But yeah, I went on the Friday for Supernova, which is a convention we have in Australia, and it was the breeziest friggin' thing. If you're ever going to a Supernova, go on the Friday. Do everything on the Friday if you can, like in terms of line work, because it's just, no one's there. And yeah, I got my photo with him, really super quick. And it was great, and I got an autograph. An exclusive print they had there, which I bought it in edition, and it was just the best and pleasant experience, and it just took no time at all. But Josh, how long did it take you? All up. Better question. How long does Supernova go for in a day?
I feel like it goes, what is it, open? 10?
Yeah, 10.
So...
And generally it shuts around 5.
5, yeah, but I think we were there till maybe 6.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So I went straight in. We lined up early.
We did.
Probably 8:30.
Yeah, I'd say so.
There.
We got in very early.
Yeah.
We got in, yeah.
So I would have lined up straight away. So we were there at 8:30. Would have lined up straight away for the photo. Then went straight to the line for Stan. Waited there for a while until a lady came around and said, because Stan's got to go back and forth and he's got to do photos, he's got a panel to do and all this stuff, I'm going to number all of your tickets so that when he's back, you get in that order.
Yeah.
Which made so much sense. That was a very, very clever thing to do.
Yeah.
So then I left and went to the line for John Barrowman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the overflow line, which was in a separate part of the convention.
It was, look, exciting year, terribly planned year. Those two guys should not have been at the same convention.
It was nuts.
No.
So I went to the overflow line. Was waiting there for a number of hours more than Stan.
Yeah.
Got to see John.
Yeah. Lovely,
Then
man.
went to 2 other people from Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then went back to the Stan line.
Yeah.
And by the time I got my signature with him, so I got the photo pretty quick.
Yeah.
That was pretty smooth.
They passed you through.
By the time I got the signature with Stan, and he commented on the fact that my arc reactor was like flashing because I was dressed as Iron Man, as I always am, Tony Stark.
Yeah.
The arc reactor was flashing, and he's like, I think you're about to die there. And it was because one of the batteries was sort of falling out, so it was sort of making a connection and sort of not. And it was like, it was very great. It was great.
It's a good moment to have.
Yeah. I got the signature and left, but just prior to me sort of arriving at Stan, they had announced that they were about to close, and it was about 6 o'clock at this stage, I believe. But they had also said, just in our little section where Stan was, that he was willing to stay and sign every single other person.
Yeah.
And there were so many other people there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long it would have taken him to sign everyone else.
Totally.
But for a man who was 93 at the time...
Now 96.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What a trooper.
And I think, and additionally, a much more youthful man, John Barrowman, also did the same. He was there. I think I heard 9 o'clock was how late he was there
crazy.
for. Yeah, I think I heard 9 o'clock.
But I feel like John would have talked a lot.
It's his fault.
Yeah,
really.
I generally don't talk to them much or
Yep.
try and strike up a conversation. Usually because I know they've got to be somewhere and do
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and there's probably people waiting, and I'm like, well, I got my signature. This is what I
Yep.
paid for.
You had your
I
moment.
had a bit of a chat. See you later.
Yep.
I don't want to waste time. I
No.
don't want to waste their time.
Especially in a situation like
Everyone
that.
else's time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I also just suck at talking to people. Like, I am always a big fan.
You're
of
a
these
big
people.
fans. But speaking of time with these people, I'm going to move on to my biggest thing, which is the Doctor Who people.
Yes.
That's kind of my area of expertise. Josh, you'll be talking about music people?
Yeah, musicians and stuff.
Yeah.
Great. Love it.
But speaking of the time, the biggest time I've had with a person was there was a Whoniverse convention that was in, I think, almost every state in Australia, possibly not Perth. But only Adelaide and Melbourne had Karen Gillan going. I think she might have been shooting Avengers stuff or Guardian stuff at the time. So I, of course, went to Adelaide to see her. I paid 500 and something. And that got me a photo with Matt, Karen, Alex Kingston, who played Riversong, was also there. And it also got an autograph with the 3 of them. And it also got a lunch with them. I mean, they didn't eat. They'd obviously already had something better than sandwiches and carrots. But it was the best experience I've probably had with a celebrity. I would say that, I don't want to downgrade the Rhett and Link one, because that is the best experience I've had with a human being. Because, these were still celebrities, where it's like, I don't know how real this all is. I don't know if you're putting on the happiness. I'm not putting
And
that
you had to pay all the money for that.
exactly.
As well. Like,
so it feels a little bit.
They were getting paid to be there.
Yeah, so they're gonna be nice.
In your $570 or however much.
Yeah.
Does that include all your flights, or was that just?
No, that was an entry ticket, three photos, 3 autographs, and the lunch.
That's mental.
It's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
It was a lot of money.
It's money that you would have paid way more to have met those people.
Totally, but it's a lot of money.
That is so.
It is so much money.
And then flights on top of it. It would have been like $1,000 trip.
Absolutely, it would have been better if I was living in Melbourne. Maybe I should do that at some point. But of course, included in that was lunch, and I brought down with me Charlie the Badger for Whovians. You'd know who the Charlie Badger is. For people who don't know about Doctor Who, you probably won't, and that's fine, because it's very obscure. But I had that, and in my photos, Matt Smith freaking adored it. Like, he's holding it in both of the photos, and Karen's holding it in one of them. I left it because I realised which chair they were going to sit in, because basically there was 4 or 5 tables, and the celebrity just, one of the 3 guys would sit there for about 15 minutes and then move on. And I could see there was one chair that was lent up, so I was like, I'm sitting next to that chair. I assume that is their chair. And I put my badger, which is not a euphemism, I put it over the back of the chair. And I believe Matt was the first to sit down, and he immediately picked up the badger and put it on, was playing with it. And that was very peculiar because, I stayed in that seat, so I got to sit next to the Doctor, Amy, and River.
That's insane.
Which, it's very odd.
That's a very cool experience.
And they ask pretty much everyone who they were and where they were from and what they did, and it was an incredible experience. Shock horror, the best one was Karen Gillan. She took the badger, basically forgot to talk to people a lot of the time because people were like talking, and then she was just looking at the badger and just making it talk. So it was very funny.
So distracting.
It was like I said, they're getting paid. I don't know how. She was definitely real.
Yeah.
She was absolutely her, because you wouldn't know from her roles and how she, even in interviews, she is the shyest kind of nervous kind of creature of a human being. So it was very funny seeing that and sitting next to her. And it was just, meeting those guys was one of the best moments of my life. And I can't really live that down. Live that down?
That's not how that works, but
No,
that's fine.
that's fine.
And I think that's to no one else's surprise either.
No.
That is one of the highlights of your life.
Yeah, I mean, it's the people that, kind of, in the same way, as we said, Rhett and Link, help people through terrible times. These people, whilst fictional, were doing it as well for me. So it was just it was an impossible time. I'll just skim through the other ones. I've met Jenna Coleman, who plays Clara. That was very quick. I've met quite a few of them, but I think the bunch of the doctors. Yeah, a bunch of the doctors. I met Sylvester McCoy when I was a kid, and that was exciting because I don't think I'd really delved back into Doctor Who. So it was he was still one of the doctors to me, whereas the new ones hadn't really hit. But the other biggest one I did, I've met, was Peter Capaldi. He came down for the Doctor Who festival, which was in Sydney.
2 times now.
Yeah, 2 times now.
Far out.
That's very exciting. But he came down for that, and he must have. I assume, It was during his series, which he got a guitar. He played an electric guitar in it. So I have a Union Jack jacket, which is quite flamboyant and interesting. So I wore that, and I took my electric guitar, and I took my little ukulele, and I went up to him, and he was like, "Go on, play us a bit." And I was like, "Ha, sure." And I had a little amp that I think I borrowed from you. I don't think it was mine.
Yeah, because you did buy one after that, I think. Yeah,
because it was the red one.
Yes.
And a little portable amp, turned it on, played the Doctor Who theme. I think I just played the Beethoven bit, if you know the Doctor Who. And he was like, "Play us a bit more." And so I was like, "Oh God." So I played the Doctor Who theme. And it was one of those, you saying, I don't want to waste the time. I was like, when do I stop? Because there's a lot of people in here. So I just stopped. And everyone cheered and he cheered. And I was like, oh God, I'm wetting myself. And I got, it's a great photo. He's got the ukulele and we're back to back. And it's just, it's top tier. It's next to that meeting. It's the same kind of thing. It's crazy. It's crazy that it happened.
That's just a classic Will. It's another classic Will thing. That he's just the celebrity's just drawn to you every time.
I just forced it to happen. Within the Matt and Karen one, I did the scarf thing because I got a duo photo with them and wrapped the scarf around them, and that's a freaking cool photo. So but I because these things cost so much money, I do my best to force goodness out of it. I'm paying this money. I want it to be a pretty memorable photo and something unique as well. Yeah. Which I will talk about. There's another unique photo that costs a lot of money. We'll talk about that later. But Josh, music.
Yeah. So I go to a lot of gigs and occasionally after one of the shows, some of the shows, they'll say, "Oh, we're just going to be over near the merch desk if you want to come meet us and say hi and have a chat." Yeah. It's I love those gigs because you get to meet the people you just watched and the people clearly you've paid money. You idolize these people because you wouldn't be there if you didn't. Generally, there's been a few, but amazing experience every time. So there's been a Blue Juice on their final show ever. Yeah, when they broke up, they were supposed to do other shows in Perth and stuff, but not enough people bought tickets. So they cancelled it. Yeah. So we got the last show.
And you didn't know that.
And we also had backstage passes. Good. So we watched the whole thing from the side. And they would run in and out of the stage. I think we might have actually run out on the stage at one point as well, because the support bands ran out.
Yeah.
So we were just like,
No, I'm going out there.
it was awesome. And then they also met all their fans afterwards, and we did get invited to the after party thing as well. I think the mate that I was with knew one of the people in a support band.
Yeah.
Invited us to. We didn't go to that. But we got to meet those guys. Ballpark Music, which you met them as well.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Signatures and
Yeah.
photos with them and stuff like that.
Tip with bands, if you think that they might do like a signing thing, just in like their encore song, just friggin' run.
Yeah.
Or like stand at the back.
Just find like the empty desk.
Yeah.
Or the merch desk.
Yeah. Because the show...
Often there's like a table just set up for maybe however many people are in the band.
Yeah.
And then
like
they'll just be there.
There's like 4 seats there. I wonder if the Beatles are going to sit there. Probably not, because 2 of them are dead. Maybe. We move on with more music.
Yeah.
Living music, probably.
Yeah. So there's been sort of 2 major ones. My first one was Chris Chaney from The Living End. The lead singer of The Living End.
That was my little link there, because I said living ones.
Nice. Was that actually?
Yeah.
Wow.
You missed it, but
I didn't even pick that,
Yeah,
because I thought you were just saying living ones.
Yeah, no, there you go.
Whatever. So yeah, I had just left a job interview for General Pants Co., which I totally do not suit that shop at all, but I just needed a job. This was like my 2nd or 3rd year in a row of trying to get a job. And as I was leaving that, I was like feeling okay about it, because they hadn't told me whether I got it or not.
Yeah.
So I left. I was talking to my dad on the phone, walking over to uni in Sydney in the city. And I was just like, yeah, it went alright. Sorry, Dad, I think I just walked past the lead singer of The Living End. And he was like, what? And I'm like, I have to go. Just hung up on Dad.
Yeah.
Ran after him because he was with his wife and 2 daughters, who were quite small at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hi, I'm so sorry, I'm a massive fan, can I get a photo? And he was like, yeah, sure, man. So we ended up getting a photo. Here it is. I look like an absolute tool, because I'm wearing like this stupid shirt, because I wanted to look a little bit nice for the job interview, but I don't have no style at all. I absolutely did not have that job when I walked into that interview. Look at me. Yeah, and so I got a couple of photos, but the funny thing was his daughter wouldn't let go of his leg, so his daughter's in both photos. His wife took the picture, and she was trying to coax the daughter away from hanging onto his leg. Couldn't do it, and then so she took another photo a bit closer, and the daughter's head is just in the bottom corner. She's still there.
Good.
It's amazing. So that was absolutely awesome, because I have loved The Living End since I was in year 1, I think. So I was like 6 years old when I was introduced to them by my sister. She has good taste in music.
Didn't help with your fashion, though.
No. Damn it, Jeb. Why?
Knit him something.
Yeah. She did.
For those of you listening, Josh is currently standing up.
I am.
And now he's sitting down, and now he is holding his Iron Man head and his Iron Man.
They're real tight, because she did some alterations, because I think I'm actually allergic to cotton or wool or whatever.
Good.
Wool, because cotton is like everything else. Yes. So she needed me these.
Yeah.
See how much style I have now.
Oh god.
Very good. Yeah. So he's just been one of my guitar heroes forever. Absolutely amazing. And so to meet him was the best thing.
Yeah.
That's so good. But much, much more recently, another one of my musical heroes who I only discovered last year was Jacob Collier. So he is a 22, I think now, year old, absolute insane jazz musician. He is ridiculous. If you haven't checked out some of his stuff, just YouTube him. Yeah. This guy is mental.
Or if you have like a Samsung from like 2 years ago, just play the stock tune.
Yes, the Over the Horizon. So it's like, over the horizon.
Yeah.
That's him. So yeah, so good. He did a couple of shows in Melbourne. I bought one of the tickets to a Wednesday night show, and there was someone who I knew who had tickets to the Tuesday night show. We wanted to go together, but we only really met each other after we bought the tickets. And so yeah, I was going to the Wednesday, he was going to the Tuesday. It hit Tuesday, and he messaged me and said, hey man, I'm actually kind of sick. Can we swap tickets
Yeah.
so that if I'm better tomorrow, I can go.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fine. I have a jazz lesson today, but I'll just cancel that because
Yeah.
that's pretty flexible. And I'll go to the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I did, and then he did a meeting thing afterwards, and I was like, sick. Because I had that jazz show that day, my jazz lesson was supposed to be that day, I got him to sign one of the pieces of music my jazz teacher got, because that's all I had. I didn't have enough cash to buy any of his merch, which he only had like some vinyls and some CDs and stuff. So I met him then, and that was awesome, because like just he's one of the best musicians on the planet right now. Like, just
Talented freaking man.
so talented. He plays everything masterfully and is just like, I don't know. He knows everything as well, and I don't even think he's studied it. I think he just is essentially self-taught.
Yeah, wow.
Which is mental. Probably had a lot of like I don't know, people like that he's just met through being a prodigy.
Yeah.
Who's helped him out with other things, but he's basically self-taught. He's
Yeah.
nuts. Anyway, Wednesday came, and I messaged this guy. I'm like, hey man, how you feeling? He's like, yeah, not too good. Go again. Like, holy crap, what?
Yeah.
So I went again. It was essentially the same show,
Yeah.
but seeing this guy again, amazing. Nothing will compare to the first time.
Yeah.
But second time, so good. And once it hit the final song, well, he left and then came back for his encore. It's when I
That's right, yeah.
hit the floor.
Yeah.
Well, I was already in the floor, but I ran. I ran to the
Yeah.
back. I knew exactly where he would be, so I was first in line. I think people thought I was insane because I looked like I was leaving.
Were you wearing those? Because that would help.
Maybe? No, I was not. But I went back. I stuffed up what I wanted to say to him the first time. So I'm like, second chance, let's do this.
Hi, my fans.
And I think I'd actually tweeted at him,
All right.
like, hey
Coming
man,
again.
I totally messed up what I wanted to say to you.
Yeah.
I wanted to actually say this. So then I got to, and he liked it. So he actually read it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was so excited. I was like, he saw it. And then, yeah, I got to meet him again. I was like, oh, I'm the guy that tweeted that I absolutely stuffed up everything. And I probably stuffed up everything again. I can't remember what I said the second time. And met him again. Got another photo. I'm not happy with either of them because I look like an idiot. And my mum's like, why didn't you smile nicely instead of going,
Thanks, Mum.
so dumb.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It's
It's fine.
I've never taken a photo without my mouth open. So.
Very good. So yeah, they're sort of my top musicians and my first ever meeting. But what was your first meeting?
I believe my first ever meeting probably was like Christopher Lloyd.
That's a good
It's a good start.
that's a freaking good start.
And it was probably my first ever supernova as well. Because I know I went with Mum. Like, I know I was young enough to the point where I was like, Mum, can you come with me?
And you certainly looked it in the photo.
Yeah, look at that face.
Far out.
It's like this face, but worse. And it was, I can't remember it really, but I do remember just being super excited because it's like, I'd never seen someone walk off the screen before. Like, you know, it was the first time that kind of thing had happened. Yeah. And it was great. I'm clearly in a terrible Doctor Who costume because what happened was Matt's new costume was unveiled and I was like, I'm going to wear that. And it was just not it. But there was the Back to the Future Part 2 hats. So I was like, I'm going to wear that. I'll wear that in the photo with the guy. Yeah. And I did. And it was a good photo. And it's like, you know, it's the start of this crazy experience that I've gone in my life, meeting all these freaking amazing people. And yeah, it's like you were saying before, I was like, oh yeah, I met that person. It just shocks me.
It's mental.
Yeah.
Because now you work with them.
Basically,
Well, you have.
I have worked with people, yeah, and I mean, they're coming to my birthday, so I assume they're my friends.
That's crazy.
It's that, or the free alcohol and food.
And who are these people?
These people are from ABC's Good Game. And if you don't know, it's a video game program made by gamers for gamers. And in 2012 was the first time I met all of them, and also Pete, who's one of my best dudes now.
Oh, he's so good.
Hang out with him.
He was from our school too.
Yeah, he was. He went to the
yeah.
same school with
What
us.
a great dude.
He's and that clearly, if we came out of that school as nice as we are, you can tell he'll be a lovely man.
Such a lovely man.
And I'm almost certain, he was there. It was EB Expo 2012, so I think it was after the Christopher Lloyd photo, and I walked in. As we walked towards it, I was with Dad, and I just saw this big bearded dude that was standing against getting photos taken. I was like, man, he must be like a game dev. There's no way that big, gingerly bearded dude is not a game dev. So clearly someone's excited. Mm-hmm. And then as I got closer, I saw in between the bearded dude and obviously one of his friends was Barjo and Goose, which are two of the hosts of Good Game. Because basically I got a night ticket. All their concert and stuff was during the day and their meet and greet, so I was like, I probably won't get to see them, but I'll go to see games. They were at the gate, so that was before I'd even gone inside the convention. So I just, as I walked up, I was like, holy crap. So I got a photo with those guys.
What a good start.
Yeah, I know, right? What a great
Start to the expo.
It's freaking, it's like, it is the closest I've gotten to bumping into someone. Like, you've had that experience, what, 2 times now?
Yeah.
With Link and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then I went inside the event, like, it was crazy that I got to see those two dudes before I'd even gotten in there.
Yes.
But then as I was walking, someone like bolted past me and I was like, do you think that was to my dad? And he was like, yeah, I think that was her. And it was Hex, who was the third part of that trifecta of hosts. And I bolted after her and, had a quick chat and I was like, sorry, but Dad's got the camera. Give us a sec. And he bolted as well, as fast as my dad can run. And he got there and he was like out of breath. And Steph, as I now call her...
You're out of breath. Are you okay?
I was laughing. That was laughter. I'm sorry. Was like, said to my dad, because he was very out of breath, she said, there's your exercise for the day, for the week.
That was great.
Poor Dad.
And he touched her shoulder?
Yeah, he was just
still has not lived that down.
No,
he still
thinks that's
excitedly
amazing.
tells me that.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I touched her shoulder. It's
God,
like, yeah, your son worked with her
this
for like
person.
a year and a half. Just chill.
I helped build the show that she was on.
Right.
And yeah, I got a photo with her, 2 photos, and yeah, that was a cool experience. The following year, I did work experience for Good Game. They, of course, didn't remember me because they probably met about 1 million people that day.
Yeah, approximately.
And, like, over the course of that year. But, did work experience there, and then just kind of kept doing work experience there for the following, I guess, 4 years? Close to 3 years.
Yeah.
And I kept doing it. We're going to get to a guy that we stalked for a little bit, but basically I helped the internet version of Good Game. I started doing a lot more work experience with them. I was going to be hired, but then Good Game got cancelled. So I wasn't.
And also the internet show that you're probably going to get hired for.
Yeah, I was going to be working on that show. But the Internet Boy, which we'll get to in a few seconds, him and Hex Steph, actually, went over to Channel 7 and made a show called Screenplay, which I worked on, so I was with them daily for over the course of a year, which still is very strange to me, and still is very strange that they'll be coming to my party. It's very odd. But, yeah, so there's a celebrity story where it just changed quite dramatically, very quickly, really.
Nuts.
I think the weirdest part was I did work experience for their, their Christmas special, basically. The last 3 episodes I was with them. And it was like, the first week felt like normal, like the normal, like, holiday work experience. The second week I was like, this is quite strange. The third week I was like, I'm in. Like, I'm just part of this crew.
Work here.
Yeah. Like, I was in the friggin' screening of the show. I went to the rap party. It was all very odd.
That's right, you went to...
Yeah, I went to the rap party for Good Game, which turned out to be the last ever rap party for Good Game.
And then you also went to, like, the cancel party.
I did. The what was it? It was the morning. What do you call? The wake. It was the Good Game wake.
Right,
I did go to that. That's all very strange to me. It's still very odd, because it's a show that I flicked through as a child. Like, I was like, oh, what's that? When I watched, it was a review for Spider-Man 3. And yeah, it's still very strange to me. So that's the strangest experience I've had.
That now it's just your life. It's just part of your life now.
It's just part of my life that happened.
People that you've looked up to for years.
Yeah, they're just my mates.
But
text them.
This too frequently.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's very odd.
Yeah, but the internet boy is Nick Boy.
Hey, it's Nick Boy
of Good Game Pocket.
Yes.
Amazing, so good. He was also on a TV show called The Roast.
Yep.
I think that was probably one of his first or biggest
things
that he did. But Pocket just that exploded. There were fans everywhere. It's mental. People recognize Will like
last night.
The guy that worked at the place where GMM had their thing.
Yeah.
A dude from the Pocket fan group.
Yeah.
Works at the theater that they were at. What the hell?
That's very strange.
And that happened multiple times at Melbourne
Supernova earlier this year. It was very odd.
That's a crazy group. That group, they're everywhere.
They really are.
But yes, Nick just built that with Pete
and John.
And those guys
Sam as
are
well.
amazing. Yeah. And we really you'd met them a few times.
Yeah.
I really wanted to meet them, and I went to uni studying game dev at the time, quite close.
Yes.
And we got like we sort of just went to the ABC. We were like, yeah, we know they're doing their live stream, and they usually finish around 5:30ish. So let's just go over to the ABC. Let's just wait in the foyer. And we stalked, and we just waited and waited.
John, the editor, came out, and he was like,
yeah, it was like, hey,
what are you
doing?
Fine.
So awkward, man. So he left, and it was all good. And then Nick came down, and then he was like walking out. He had his headphones on. I think he had his sunnies on as well.
He was
and
ready to
ready to go outside. And you were like, oh, I think he's getting ready to go. I'm like,
Screw you, Will.
Go get him. No, we haven't waited here for nothing.
Yeah.
So we ran after him, and you were like, hey, Nick. And he was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And it was just so cool.
Yeah, he like leant against the wall, and we just all chatted.
Honestly, like, Rhett and Link level of just so nice and just so willing to have a chat to fans.
Because that's the thing. I didn't say it when we were talking about Rhett and Link, but like he is that level. It's just because he's my mate now. I didn't think about that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally the same kind of
And
warmth.
we've also said that he's essentially like the Australian Rhett.
Absolutely.
Very tall, very loud and abrupt with everything he does, but just the loveliest human being. And we had a chat to him, which was so cool. We were just talking about comic books. He recommended a whole bunch of comics, which most of them I read.
You did.
I was just
you
like,
don't
I
read
have
comic
to now.
books. Yeah, you don't have a choice.
It's so good. So that was
It was a good experience.
so great. But your most expensive one.
Yes.
My most expensive one was Stan. We've done that.
Yeah.
That's done. But we'll finish on Will's most expensive thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm very jealous of.
Yeah.
Man.
No
one could afford that.
Were you not here? Were you not?
I was definitely here.
Yeah.
But I could not afford how much?
200 for the photo, I believe. And was it? Yeah, I think it was 200 for the photo and like 180 for an autograph, which I didn't. I was like, I'm getting the photo. I don't need the autograph. It was a stupid price, but it's Chris Hemsworth. It's very rare we get such big guests, despite him living on the North Shore of Sydney.
Yes.
It's a bit awkward, but it was a great thing because despite the crazy lines of your one, the lines were definitely that long, if not longer. But they were just moving fast, and I mean, I don't think I got there too early. I was like probably in line for Supernova, as we said, it opens like 9:30, 10. I think I got there at like 9, so I wasn't front in the line, but I just walked in, just went straight to his thing, and just stood there. I was about 20 or 30 people from the front, so it was, I didn't have to wait too long. I think the best thing about it, apart from the photo when I talk about that, was 2 old ladies who were like guided up to the front of the line. Fine, they're old, and they were like so giddy. And it was like, these ladies were like, they'd be in their 80s. It'd have to be their 80s. They were like, they were hunched over, they were tiny, and like, they went straight in, they got their photo, and like, they walked out with the biggest smile. It was so friggin' adorable.
That's cute.
Yeah, I'm like, were they fans of Saddle Club?
Was he on Saddle Club?
Yeah, he was the dude on Saddle Club.
What the heck?
Yeah, but
there was a dude on Saddle Club?
There's one dude and the 3 women.
There we go.
There you go. It's like Totally Spies.
Maybe we should watch that.
Yeah, we should. Maybe we'll watch that for Et Old. Et fairly recent. It's not that old. Actually, it probably is.
It's like 90s.
Yeah.
It's pretty old.
Yeah, it's pretty old. But
pretty old.
I'm pretty old. But I did for my photo. There's these tiny little mugs that we have in our house for like the Nespresso machine, a little pod machine that you like punch, and so we have them to just kind of take all the little residue that doesn't end up going in your cup. So they're tiny little things which you can't see if you're listening to this. But I had 2 of those, and I took those with me, and so my photos, the 2 of us doing the thing from Thor. Another smash. And
just holding them with do you have the plates underneath it?
No. We're just kind of like chinking and the best thing was I walked up to him with the mug in my hand, and like he took it, and I went another, and he just like nodded and went another, and then we're just like, it was just the coolest friggin' thing.
So good.
Expensive as all hell. Not gonna lie, probably not worth that price, but it is again one of the greatest experiences of meeting a celebrity. It was the right amount because I said one word. Imagine if I was like, multiple? Like, come on, Will, you had one word, just one job.
That's probably what I would have said.
Anothers?
No.
No.
Get out.
I'm not even going to do this
Smash.
photo over the top of your head. No. But yeah, I know. That was my most expensive one, I think.
So good. I think that's pretty much like
That's it,
the
really.
bulk of them. We've met all these different people.
Yeah.
Like, I met the dude from Invader Zim.
Yep. Lindsay Sterling.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like, naughtily.
Yeah, that was very funny because
Yeah.
they said, "Oh, signatures only, no photos," and I was like, "Screw that!" So I just got a selfie while she was signing
Yeah.
photos. I'm like, "Security, get out of here!"
One that we were both at, actually. We are going to wrap this up because you're probably like, "Oh, I want to be these people now." Was we?
'Cause we're so
we're
good.
so
Oh,
we're so Bethel.
You guys do want to be us.
Yeah, a vaguely successful YouTube channel and
Vaguely.
yeah, vaguely.
We're not.
No, we're not. But when we, my mum was on the Facebook, and it was like, "Hey, there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle event happening in Bondi." I
forgot about that.
Yeah, that happened, and we were like, "Yeah." And I don't know if it even specifically said they were going to be there, and we were just like, "Well, we knew they were in town. Then for the premiere of the film, so we're like, we'll go to Bondi. We'll go there."
Yeah.
We got there, no one. I think there was one other dude when we got there. If that. No, I think we were the first.
I think we were the first.
Yeah, because we got free speakers.
They gave us stuff.
Yeah.
They were like, "Well, you guys are the first, I guess. So
Yeah.
here's some
stuff.
merch."
And yeah, so we
Did we say it was for Ninja Turtles?
We did.
Okay,
Yeah. So it was for the sequel, which featured Stephen Amell and Will Arnett. And yeah, so they were in town. I don't think we even waited that long, really. It was probably like an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
If that.
We watched them like set it up. They
yeah.
hadn't really set it up.
They
fenced
brought
off
in the
area.
turtles.
Yeah.
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 But we stood, waited, watched the turtles come in, watched some skateboard ramps come in, and we were like, "Oh, this would be cool." Thing is, it was definitely made for cameras because then they put like a board in front of the skate ramps, so we couldn't actually see any of the skate. We saw a guy go up, and this guy go up.
Yeah.
But that was kind of
And it was also like raining a little bit,
Yeah.
so they weren't skating too much because that's dangerous,
Yeah.
kids.
So
Skate in the rain all the time.
waited anticipation for that wasn't that great, and also we didn't really see that they were there as well because they were like in front of
There's
the thing.
a lot of stuff just in the way.
Yeah.
They had so many
There was a
things.
barricade for people to stand around, but all of the stuff was facing where obviously the cameras were, and we just couldn't see anything.
Bizarre.
But after all their little promo stuff, which who knows if that even went anywhere, they obviously, Stephen Amell and Will Arnett came around the corner, and there was all the people. And they did photos, they did autographs, they took time.
We definitely knew that they were going to be there because we took the thing.
That's true, we did.
Because you took your Arrow pop.
I did.
And I took my
Lego
Arrow thing that I got signed by the three
That's
other
true.
Arrow people
Yeah.
previously. And
But we didn't know if we'd
Lego
get
Batman,
stuff.
Lego
Dimensions.
Dimensions.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, we weren't sure if it was like...
If it was like a meet and greet.
Yeah,
But we
or
took
was
it, we were
a-
like, maybe.
It might happen.
Maybe.
And it very much did. We got photos
Got
with
some
Stephen
selfies.
Amell and got my pop sign, got your DVD case sign. That was cool. It was very cool meeting Stephen Amell. It was during the time when we cared about those shows. We
Yes.
still want to care about those shows. We just currently don't.
Yeah.
But the other person that was there was Will Arnett. And I hadn't seen Arrested Development yet. I literally only knew him from TMNT, the first film.
Yeah, I'd seen him in a few things, but
Yeah.
I had watched at that stage, I think, at least season 1 of Arrested Development.
Yeah.
So I knew him. I was a fan. He's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
He's
and you
just
brought your
a
Arrested,
fun
didn't you?
guy. No, that was the Will Arnett. That was the not Will Arnett. Lego Dimensions.
That's right, you did that as well.
Because I tried to get the Lego Movie one.
Yeah.
I knew I had the DVD, but we couldn't find it. And
Yeah, right.
I knew we found it afterwards.
Yeah.
But he plays Lego Batman in the Lego
Lego
Batman movie,
Yeah.
the Lego Movie, and Lego Dimensions.
Yeah.
The funny idiot
Version of Batman.
So-
The best bit about it was he came out, and I swear there was someone going, "Anyone for Will Arnett?" Like he was just kind of pacing around. We got our photo, but then there was just a moment when like everyone was either leaving or they just weren't really looking at him. It was like,
Yeah.
he was clearly not the person people were here
Arrow
for.
was kind of the biggest thing in the
Yeah.
world right there.
Yeah,
Like, it was
and
so
also
good.
I don't think there's much of a crossover between those things. It's just like you are here to see Stephen Amell or Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Not both.
And
We were one of
being-
the few people.
being a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing, that's like nerds.
Yeah,
So that's,
totally.
that's Arrow.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
totally.
that's who was there. And that's who they were there for.
Yeah, so it was a bit. I felt a little bit bad that someone actually said, "Anyone?"
Yeah. But I was keen.
Yeah.
And now you're
I freaking
happy
love
that
him.
you met him.
Yeah, because I freaking love Arrested Development.
Now you've watched all of that and you
Yeah.
like Will Arnett.
Yeah, because he's Lego
freaking
Batman as
legend.
well.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. Mum, I think I probably had a video about Lego Batman on recently, and Mum went, "Is that his real voice?" And I went, "Yeah," and she goes, "What a poor man." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "That must hurt to talk."
It's very gruff.
It's really gruff.
very gruff.
He's Canadian.
Great.
Like, the way he is, sure, but that voice just doesn't sound Canadian.
Yeah.
Like, it's very...
It's very like Batman.
Yeah, it's a Batman voice. That's the crazy thing. He doesn't do anything to his voice to be Batman.
Yeah. Or like BoJack Horseman.
And it just sounds like a freaking... Yeah. Anyway, we met those people, and that was a good experience.
Yeah.
But
great.
that's probably the best ones.
Yeah.
They're
they're obviously the ones that came to mind
Yeah.
when we decided that we would do this. So they got to be probs to the top.
The top ones, like you said, you met a few other people. I've met like Rove, which is a whole different story. He hosted a Doctor Who show here, free access to go to, and so basically Sam, that's a whole nother podcast. We might have him on to talk about his celebrity meetings one day. But Sam and I went to that every week, barring the week Hemsworth was on. This is a celebrity moment.
Yeah.
Rove had seen our photos because he was following us on the Tweeties and stuff, and so when he came out for the show after the one we missed, he came out and he was like, well, it's good to see everyone here this week. Some of you might have not been here last week because you went to see some big dude with a hammer and looked directly at Sam and I, and it's just...
It's amazing.
The fact that Rove knows us by name is just friggin' very strange to me.
Us being Will. The two of us.
Yeah, myself and Sam. But yeah.
Damn it, Sam.
Bloody Sam. Sam, just as an overview of this Sam Gironda, he's met Hugh Jackman. He's met what's the opposite? Not Troy Bolton, but Zac Efron. He's met Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, Henry Cavill. Just everyone. Everyone you can think of, he's friggin' met them, and it's insane.
I love and hate you, Sam.
Yeah, we love you dearly, but also want to have lived your life.
After us being like, oh, we met all these
No,
people.
bet you want to be us. You want to
be Sam.
You want to be Sam, really, because Sam's met all these people and more. So
way more.
Be Sam,
and probably way more conversational with them.
Probably,
he's probably besties with all of them.
He's a freaking confident boy. That one. He's a little boy, but he's a confident
one.
But yes, that was us talking about our celebrity stuff. But what we want you to do, depending on where you're listening and watching, just let us know who you've met. Even follow the same categories. Give us your favorite, your most expensive. Just give it all down there. Yeah.
Tell us everyone. That would be awesome. And maybe we can strike up a conversation about this in our Discord.
Yeah, super secret Discord.
You guys can be part of if you just donate $2 on our Patreon. Link below or wherever it is
on SoundCloud,
whatever you're listening to.
Whatever. Maybe this one will go on a better thing because I don't think we'll need to use any copyrighted stuff in this one. Yeah, maybe you're listening to this on something. Insert the name here.
Very good. But yeah, if you do choose to donate, please make sure you look after yourself. It is your money first.
Buy an apple or something.
Apple a day keeps Will away.
Yep. That's what you want.
But yeah, we're also on Facebook, Instagram. Will and I are on Twitter.
We are.
So follow us all there. Also, links everywhere below. Yes. We do a weekly podcast, usually interstate, because Will usually lives in New South Wales.
Indeed.
And I live down here in Victoria.
Yes.
But we have figured out a way. It is the best way that we can talk to each other and actually catch up, but now we record all our stuff.
Yes.
We put it on SoundCloud.
We do.
And there's 10, 15 episodes up there?
I think now there's 18 hours worth of things for your ears.
So there is so much for you guys to check out. So please do that, and that would be awesome.
Yes. But until the next whatever this was, and until the next whatever else is on this channel, the Doctor of Who is out.
And the sheep is also out to get some dinner.
Let's get some dinner.
Get some Ziggies, maybe?
Sure. That's the
that's
burger.
More burgers.
Yes, more burgers. All we've had is burgers.
Maybe something else. We'll figure something out.
We had a hot dog today, though. What have you done recently, Josh? What can they watch up there?
When will this be out?
It's pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Probably another Commander Keen episode. Either another or the first one. Who knows? But it'll be up there.
And you subscribe over there. It says exactly what I just said. Make sure you change it, Will.
Subscribe.